We're ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this press conference, which seeks to clarify a number of issues. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a thing heavy heart that I mentioned that journalism, to be respected, must be balanced. You are trained people in a profession which is respected, and in many areas we refer to you as the fourth estate. And the moment that you're referred to as the fourth estate, you have an obligation to report factually, with two sides of the story's head. When you read the article that was written by Nachawira, Farai, and Elias Ambo being part of it touched on people who are innocent, who were mentioned. Eleanor Kasboni, 24-year-old young girl with a degree in chemistry, from the University of Zimbabwe. Girl child, public speaker of note. Her background is that of a girl that is on a trajectory to do well. You mention her to have had an affair with me in the article, but you don't ask her whether she had the affair with me or not. You go again to mention Gudu Zinyama, who is my brother-in-law, married to my sister, for being my bisexual partner. You don't ask him. You then go on to mention myself as the main actor, and you still do not ask me. What was the motive? What was the agenda? A one-sided story amongst the media fraternity you think you've scored. You are more fascinated about the number of hits and likes, and not people's reputation. I have built my career out of honesty. They've built their careers out of honesty. Today, when you Google Themba Mliswa, the first thing that comes out is gay. I have children. My first daughter is 30 years old. She's a lawyer. They read about this. I have relationships with people. And they start to read about it. The new order is with Google. Google Themba Mliswa right now. You've gone beyond humanity. You've decided to destroy people. Google Eleanor Kasboni today. She wants to work, she wants to have a job. She comes from a family of a single mother. The brother suffers from mental illness. She's the breadwinner. She's looking for brighter opportunities. And today's world is, you look for a job, references Google. And when you Google her, she had an affair with Themba Mliswa. It's a record for life. It's a record for life. It concerns me. I'm a legislator. representing national interests, equally representing you. How then do I discharge my duties when you've decided to character assassinate me for the love of money? Where are the ethos? Where are the ethics of journalism? The online media publications that you have are sponsored by various people. I've never owned one. I've never wanted to sponsor any. Not that I don't have the capacity, but I've never seen it my business to do that. Is it out of the unemployment that has risen that print media is no longer strong, and now you're building these social media platforms for an agenda to destroy others? Lest we forget, I'm not stupid. For anybody to think that I was naive to have had a relationship with Susan, today you realize that I was not naive. I'm not a trained CIO operator, but everybody amongst themselves has a sixth sense and the ability to also run their own security. Today I will prove to you why I was engaged with her. I wanted to understand who my enemies were. And the time to understand who your enemies are, you get to one who's close to the system, especially one who's close to the Minister of State Security, Owen Muda Noe. I'll repeat. You get close to one who is close to the system, and there can never be any better person than one who is close to the Minister of State Security, Owen Muda Noe. The system has destroyed the opposition. There is no more credibility for the opposition to represent people in parliament because they've been divided in sixes and sevens. The only person left to stand up is myself. So the next task becomes a project to go and discredit Honorable Temba Mliswa. Ladies and gentlemen, today you will see facts and not hearsay. Evidence which I built over some time. Some of the information which came out first was as a result of what was going to come. And whether you like it or not, it was going to come. So it was to preempt. It was to discredit me. But what I have today, which I'll show you from my tweet, if you remember, was this is a project and it has its handlers. But the handlers have not at all thrown a punch which has floored me. You've got to understand one of the fundamental rules of boxing. If you challenge the champion, the only way that you can win that belt is if you knock them down. But if you have not knocked them down, the referees are likely to give the championship on points to the person who's holding the belt. I was knocked down. Will I be silenced? No, I'll never be silenced.